This meeting is being recorded.
Hey, are you good to meet now? I am on Zoom and I sent you the link in case you were having trouble with Google Calendars. I sent it to you through email and I sent it. Oh, well, hello. What the heck was I doing? Okay, sorry, I had some weird window pop up. I just wanted to make sure you had the right link because when I went through my email and clicked through, it was like redirecting to another link, and I'm like, what? So I was double checking. Let me see if I can get you unmuted. Doesn't want to unmute. There we go. I still can't hear you. What the world? Do you want to try a different device? I don't know what's going on. Try your phone or different computer. Okay. Reading the chat. Okay. I'll be right here. Ta-da!
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Fantastic.
I was in my office and it didn't work. So that's why I'm like excited to like switch computers and bring all my stuff out here, but I wonder if I just had the wrong link. Because I just joined from the Facebook Messenger link right now. So
Yeah,
maybe I did have
that one I think was good. I don't know. I don't know if it was because we changed the time. I don't know, because I was clicking out through the email and then it was like redirecting to a new link. And I'm like, what? So that's why I wanted to send you the link and make sure we ended up in the right place together at the same time. So I think
here. And it's working.
It's so good to see you.
How are you?
It's been a while. I'm good. I'm kind of tired. Like, I keep telling my husband, I'm like, working 2 jobs is like nutso. Because I'm starting this new thing and it's like all these bajillions of things to learn. And then at the same time, like, I'm like, but I still have this other stuff going on over here. And I am trying to figure out how to get it all done. So this is why it's not a good idea.
I feel like that teaching every day.
What?
I said I feel like that teaching every day.
Yes. I think I'm a one at a time kind of girl. Like I just like to have like one focus. When there are too many balls in the air, I'm like, oh, I get a little nervous. But it's all good because it's working out. So anyway, is the internet connection okay? I can hardwire in. Are you hearing me okay?
You're kind of choppy.
It's a little glitchy. Do you mind if I run down the steps real quick to grab my cord?
Yeah.
I think that will stabilize things. All right. Ta-da, the magic cord. I don't know what it is about where we live, but I feel like if the wind blows, it's not, I have to deactivate Wi-Fi. If the wind blows, the internet goes, yeah.
We just got new like fancy internet. They came and convinced Ben to like upgrade because it's going to be the same price for 2 years. So I don't know. I don't really see a big difference, but apparently it's the fastest internet.
Awesome. Does this sound better?
Yeah, it's already a lot better.
Ta-da! Yeah, so I have to tell you, the Life Coach School meets on Zoom every Monday. And my first meeting, I wasn't hardwired in and it was windy. And they go around to every team member and like Brooke will like call on you and be like, give us your update. And I'm like trying to talk and I didn't realize it was as bad as it was on their end, like them hearing it. And she's like, we love you, Kelly, but we don't love your internet. And I'm like, ah. So ever since then, I'm like, cord. Make sure you have your cord. Except that it's really inconvenient because I like to hang out here and the cord is down there. And so I have this gigantic long cord. And then my kids are like, why are we always having to step over the cord? Deal with it because I'm not going down there. That is your domain and I don't want to see it. Anyway, so that's my internet story. So how are you? Good.
I've been sick 2 weeks ago. And then I had like 2 days in the city working, and then we had PD, and then it was the weekend, so I had like 5 days not near my children, and I was all better. And then like yesterday, I must have caught more germs. I don't know.
No.
Again, but
Oh
well.
But
May,
like
May tomorrow.
we're starting to wind down a little bit, and like it's not crazy town, so that's good. Do you go through like the middle of June?
No, I mean until June 28th or 29th, like the very end.
Wow. So you have a while yet.
But it's a good time of year. Like I like this time of year.
Yes.
The kids are getting stuff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm looking at all your details. You're like the major detail queen tonight. Holy.
There's a first time for everything.
Wow, look at this woman. She's so organized.
Yeah. This time. I feel like the whole, I don't know, like the timing of the whatever it was called, the momentum moments or whatever was just like, I don't know, like it didn't mesh with where I was at in my time, but like now this is perfect.
Perfect. It was kind of a crazy time of year. Mm-hmm. I get that. All right. So does it make sense to you to like start at the top and work your way through, or are you kind of like, here's really the area that I want to focus on?
I just kind of like
the way
blurted out my thoughts, so like I didn't edit them or anything, so we can go through. Like I don't even really remember exactly how I had, word vomited my thoughts.
That's cool. So why don't we just start at the top then?
Okay, perfect.
And then if you're like, oh yeah, let's look down here at this chart, we can bounce around, but just to make sure like we hit everything. Mm-hmm. So more guaranteed recurring revenue would be amazing, right? And you're paying Ben's salary. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And in April, first month that you didn't surpass.
That's a lie. It's a lie. Somehow I miraculously made $700 in 3 days, and I just beat it by $100 today. So I thought that I hadn't, like I was far, far, far away. Wow. But I sent an email on Sunday that must have been a good one.
And were you intentionally like, let me do something to like make
Let's try this.
Yeah.
Well, because Dave did all my data, so I was looking at like my best selling products to see if I could do more of the same kind of thing. Right. And so I had like these predictable sentences, and my students right now are really struggling with like verb tenses because they're second language. So I was like, well, I could do some for verb tenses. So I sent an email being like, would you use these with verb tenses? So like people who didn't already use them saw them in the email, but it wasn't like I was trying to sell them. It was like, hey, do you want, like, should I make a new thing like this? So I sold a lot of bundles from people who must not have known it existed. And then people that, like, I got a lot of replies. Like, I asked for replies back, and I got a lot back. So people must have just felt good about me. I don't know.
Of course they did. And you're so smart about this stuff. Like, just paying attention to where the numbers are, at least generally. Like, I don't feel like you have to be, like, super nitpicky all the time. But just having that general feel, and then, like, using your brain to be like, what's the easiest path from A to B to get the result that I want? And that was a brilliant idea. And it was, like, not very much work, right?
So slow. I was behind by like hundreds of dollars the entire month, and then I was still like $600. Like I did not think it was possible. I had $600 to go to just meet last year when I sent the email on Sunday, and I beat it.
See, that's awesome, and I feel like more people need to think like you because like, oh, my numbers are lower. If you would spend less time whining and more time being like, what can I change? What can I do? What's the easiest thing? So super smart. So yay. Now, you're thinking that it probably has something to do with Pinterest. Have you been chatting around and seeing if other people are having
Yeah, so I actually went on Saturday. 2 of my neighbors do TPT. Like, we all live in a 1 kilometer circle, and we're all. So I went to show them because they had signed up for Smart Loop like a month ago, and they were like, "What am I doing wrong? Because everything's tanking." And I was like, "Oh, I know it. You're probably spamming." So I went and so we went through it all together, and it just kind of helped me to like re-say my strategy kind of thing. And my views stopped plummeting, and like they're kind of working their way back up. So I think PETA was right, and that was the problem. It's like annoying.
Yeah, but I wonder if there was anything to do any sooner than you did. Like, I feel like she was on it,
I know.
right away, and
I
then
think it was happening a bit. Like, I think it was happening a bit before people kind of realize. Like, I noticed now, even when I was showing my friends in Smart Loop, if you try to schedule a pin now to go out again less than 3 months, like a warning pops up. But that definitely wasn't the case when I started using Smart Loop. So they must have gotten in a little trouble.
Yeah, so things are getting caught up, but it's just with any big change, it just kind of takes a while.
Like, my Pinterest traffic for March and April was like lower than the other months. So, and people frustrate me in the Facebook groups because they're all just like, "Oh, it's just the time of year. Like, don't worry about it." And I'm like, obviously something's wrong if my views were like chopped in half. You know what I mean? Like, over a few weeks. Like, it's not, Yeah.
So there aren't. So people in the Facebook groups aren't like, Pinterest.
No, they're like, "Oh, what's happening?" And then like the experts of the group will be like, "Oh, it's just the time of year. Like, teachers aren't looking for anything." I think teachers are looking for more things because they're like, "Help me like survive the last month." You know what I mean?
It's still the school year. It's not summer break yet.
Exactly. So anyway,
I have to just share with you, I'm sure they wouldn't mind because I'm still working with Cindy and Becky too from the fall. And they were also like, our sales are way down this month. Now, I haven't gotten a chance. Like, they were just sending me an email update. This was like yesterday. And I was like, I'm crazy town. Can I get back to you on Friday? So, I haven't been able to like investigate with them. Like, have you noticed what's going on with Pinterest? Because they, obviously have been out of the loop.
Yeah.
Like you and PETA and Natalie, like we kept going, but they were kind of on their own. So I'm guessing that they probably have no idea, and that's probably going on for them too. So I will definitely share that news, happy news. But like you said, like, in your notes, you have like guaranteed.
Yeah, I would like to know, like, I have this kind of bottom line. You know what I mean? Like,
and the thing is, like, with an online business, like, as brilliant as it is to have this, like, amazing, like, I have an internet connection now, I can make money. Like, there's still, even if you have your own site and complete control over that, there's still that, like,
how much will it be?
To it, right? So whether it's Google or Pinterest or social media, like, there's always going to be some like element of something outside of your control, and just being able to like troubleshoot it. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. We're going to get this worked out. But just like forecasting and anticipating, like, this will probably happen again sometime, Because this stuff happens all the time with like Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook changed today, I noticed. I was looking at it and I was like, why are you so ugly now? But like, it's people just change things all the time.
What is it? What's ugly now?
I don't know, like something on Facebook. It might just be on my phone. I was just looking at it on my phone and it's like a weird, I don't know, it looks different.
Yeah. But I feel like Pinterest doesn't like do things like that as frequently.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, something to be like always just prepared for. Just roll with the punches. So yeah, the more you bring under your own roof, obviously the more control you do have, but then it's also a matter of going out and figuring out when the changes need to happen, like
more responsibility, I guess.
yes, more responsibility. With greater rewards comes more, I don't know, there's some quote. So for sure. And there's more work involved. So I would never say to anybody on TPT, like, yeah, just put everything on your own site and then you can make 20% more. Yay! No. There's also more work involved when it's your site, like the customer support. I know, like the tech stuff, like you have always talked about, like it's so nice that they just take care of that. Yes, it is. But you can totally handle that. And then the traffic, like people just go. TPT is such a big name now. Like that's where teachers go to search for stuff. They don't think like, oh, Andrea, let me go search on her site. Like they don't know about you right away, right? They find out about you through Pinterest or TPT or Google or wherever else. So it's a lot more like intentional traffic building too. So, but it's nice to have both because, why not? All right. So your membership ideas. All right. Talk me through your notes there.
So basically I would want, like, when you started Greater Good, you were like, there's like a monthly rate or you can sign up for the whole year and it's discounted. Like I like that idea, but I'm nervous to do like a monthly rate and then if someone sign up and then like download everything and leave. Do you know what I mean? Like I would ideally like to do like you have to sign up for a year. It's kind of like an apartment building. Like you sign up for a year and then you can go month to month after that.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I mean, there are all different ways you can handle it. Honestly, there's no like one, like this is how you have to work your payment or the release of things. Like some people who like to have the monthly option will be like, in month 1, you will unlock blank, or you will be able to choose like one item to unlock. Something like that. And then in month 2, it's either I will share with you this or you will choose what you want to unlock, right? So that it protects you from that like grab and snatch and grab. Yeah. Like, that's really sleazy. Yeah. Or like you said, which is how I did the beta for Greater Good. I didn't even let anybody have the month-to-month option. I was just like, listen, people, this is how we're going to do it. You want to hear 50% off, which now I'm refunding. We're going to go the whole year, right? So you could totally do that. And teachers who are like, yeah, I'm all in. I want all your stuff. That could totally work. Because I think the nice thing is there are enough teachers who have proven the membership thing now that you can feel like, okay, this can totally fly, right? So Simply Skilled in Second, I think hers is month to month.
I didn't know of any other, like I knew like the teacher wellnessy ones, a couple of them, but I haven't actually looked at like a TPT like teacher seller.
The lady who's in James Wedmore's inner circle, she's not big on TPT, but she like has her own amazing stuff. What's her name? Oh, Patty Palmer.
Okay. Is she
She does a big launch. So she's in Business by Design.
Does she do also, like I just listened to Amy Porterfield's podcast with Stu McLaren and I think they talked about her too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did. They mentioned both of them and I was like, oh my gosh, these celebrity teachers. So yeah, she was selling all of like these individual art products just like you would on TPT, but she was kind of like doing it from the blog standpoint and from a podcast standpoint. And then she joined James's mastermind, like from the ground level. And he was like, We're doing this wrong. And here's how we need to do this. And he got her into the launch model of like, you only open this once or twice a year.
That's what I want to do too.
You follow like the James Wedmore way and you kill it. So like she shut down all of like, you can't buy this stuff anymore. You have to join the membership. And that's how she does it. It's open twice a year. And it's like she's taking care of her members all year and then opens it up and does a big launch and does like a webinar and does some Facebook Live stuff. And like pours a lot into the launch itself because that's how she makes money. Like it's these small windows of the year. But she was a 7-figure business before Simply Skilled in second. It's just that most people don't know about her because she's not TPT.
Yeah.
So yeah, you totally could. And, you know, then the question is like, you know, do you want to join Tribe or do you want to like do Business by Design the next time that comes around? You certainly could. I mean, there's potential to do this thing on your own, but I think when you have the like, there's a lot of details, a lot involved, and to know the strategies and have all the resources and things could be like super useful. There's one other site that I really like that I was a part of for a short time. The Membership Guys, they have a membership on how to build a membership. And that's $50 a month. And there's a ton. They have a ton of great trainings and resources. And it's kind of like a nice option, like, because Tribe only opens once a year.
Yeah, I think it's opening soon though.
Yeah, it is, like super soon. And Business by Design only opens, it's been opening twice a year. I don't know if, you know, they'll stick with that or not. So when you're like, but I need it now,
Yeah.
it's nice to get in a membership like that because you can like pick and choose all the things you need. And it's super high quality. Like they've been around for a long time. They're not just like fly by night people. And they have great testimonials of people who have like been able to build just as great of businesses as like the James Wedmore, Stu McLaren crowd. So that's something else to check out.
Okay.
So yeah, so what are your other questions? So I think that your idea could totally work with the like, hey, we go yearly, or you can have the two options if you want. Like if you're monthly.
I feel like I want it to be yearly, but like there could be a monthly payment plan. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. Then the only difference is, you know, you could have somebody pay the first payment, come in, like take all the things, and then be like, I don't want to keep going.
They could still do that, you think?
Yeah.
Because I want it to be like, it costs this much money. But I guess if I did like a payment plan, someone could just like block it, or you know what I mean? Like not. Yeah. Okay. The other.
Let me just clarify. Are you thinking like you want to give them access to like everything? Here's like all of everything I've created.
Because I kind of would want to do 2 tiers if it's possible. So what I kind of thought, I was thinking about like the content I would give like throughout the month. And I was like, well, most teachers want to know like what I'm doing in my classes. So I could do like you know, at the start of the month, I could send an email being like, here's the resources that I'm using this month that I've made. Like you can go download them and like plan along with me. And then for like one tier, they would only have access to like those resources, but like another higher tier could have access to anything. Do you know what I mean? And then like, I don't know, like I could do it like seasonally, like have like, these are the September resources, October, November, December, maybe. And then that way, like they might want to stay because if you sign up for September, you only get September.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think that, yeah, teachers do really like the kind of like done for me stuff. And if they are actually, you know, the Canadian, excuse the wild children. No, it's good.
It's all good.
Daddy daycare. This is what you get. So, what was I saying? If they're Canadian teachers who are following with a very similar curriculum pattern as you, then that would be amazing for them to just be like, you're just going to show me everything that you do, and I get to use all of your stuff? Yes, please. And then go with you throughout the year, month by month. That would be amazing.
Okay.
They would love that.
Then, like, the other 3 weeks of the month, what would I get? Like, I was like, well, I could do, like, one live Q&A 1 week. Like, if in a Facebook group or something like that. And then, what else would I give them for the other 2 weeks?
It's not, and I think that James and Stu would both say this, like, it's really not about the quantity, it's the quality. So don't be thinking, I make this more valuable by adding more and more and more stuff to it. Really not always the case. Like, that can overwhelm. So if you just have a really specific structure that they can get used to, like, I know that every, you know, first of the month or end of the month or whatever your schedule is going to be, like prepping for September, I know I'm going to get access to all my stuff on this date, and it's going to include A, B, C, and D. And then the next month, it's going to be the same thing, release date at the same time, same components, A, B, C, and D, but for October. And then for, you know what I mean? So it's consistency. But I love the live component if you feel like excited about doing that. Because the other thing is like resentment for like, why the heck did I say I was going to do that? You know, like that can easily happen when you like overcommit yourself and then you get into it and you're like,
I feel like a live Q&A would be kind of easy if I was just like, if you have a question for me, you have to submit it by this date. And then like this day I'll go on Facebook in our group and like do a live or something like that. And like,
yeah. And I mean, here's the other thing. Like with Brooke's membership, I mean, you can submit a question to her, but your chances of getting it answered on the live call. And these people are paying $300 US every month, right? And then you show up with any of the other instructors and you don't submit stuff ahead of time. You just show up and hope that you get picked, right? So I don't want to see you like overextending yourself or like over-delivering is always a good thing, but not to a point where like you now have like 50 questions submitted.
No, I would have like a limit. I'd be like, well, I'll be live for like this many minutes and like I'll do what I can kind of thing. But I was thinking if I knew those questions ahead of time, I could pick those. Whereas if they asked me on the spot, I might not want to answer that.
Right, which is, so it's sort of like a balance. And I've done it both ways. And I think just being like super clear on the expectation, like getting clear with yourself first about like what feels good to me, because that's priority number one. Is not killing yourself or bending over backward for everyone else, but like what feels good to you, and then making it really clear and explicit. So if it's like, every time I open this up, I will take the first 15. And that's just the way it works. Like you keep your eyeballs ready for that email to come through. It will come through on this day at this time. And if you want to be first in line, you get your butt in there and you've got to be one of the first 15. And if they know that, then they know it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but you just can't like be up at past midnight.
Oh, no, I would not do
preparing for 50.
That doesn't work for me.
I know. It's like so, and then you might even think about having like a Facebook group where then you point people like, hey, because I can only answer this many people, you guys are the experts. This group is for you to help each other.
Yeah.
And then make that much less about you answering. Like, you get in now and then and, like, you know, hey, and respond to a couple things, but, like, make them know this is for you guys to help each other and point them there.
Yeah. Okay. So the other thing was like pricing. So I looked to find other membership sites in French, and like they're very inexpensive. Like it's like $9.95 a year to download all the resources. And like I don't know if it's because they don't send you weekly emails. They're not involved in any other way except you sign up and then you download whatever you want. But like that's insane to me. And like I think their target market is maybe like schools. So if a school has like 10 teachers that would need it, then you would work out to be $100 a year kind of thing.
Right.
Whereas I think my target market is more the teachers themselves.
Right.
But I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not doing $200 a year.
That's just not profitable.
No.
No, like you don't want to be spending money just to like run them. You know, like your costs would be higher than your income.
Exactly.
Maybe, but I mean, you would have to have like a huge, large scale, you know, like thousands and thousands of members.
And I don't really want, I don't know, I feel like if I did, like I have almost 400 resources, and I was kind of like, if I just open that, like already my like freebie library is like difficult to navigate, and I have to do like a whole guide to like find your freebies. Like I think it's like it would be too overwhelming, and that's what those sites are. Like you just kind of go in and like look for what you need, and it's not there too bad, but like if it is, you know what I mean? Like you have to, so I don't know. It's not how I want to go, but then I was like, well, I don't know what a fair price would be.
Yeah. So again, I'm always like, I just defer to the experts. And James and Marie Forleo and Amy Porterfield and Stu McLaren, like all of them would say, price yourself like in the top level. You know what I mean? Like you want to be a premium brand where you're not the Walmart of the French resource world. Because think about your ideal customer. The bargain hunters are the most high maintenance, annoying, like they're the ones submitting all the questions all the time and irritated with this and that and like asking for special exceptions. And that is not a happy place to be. So we understand that teachers are not rolling in the
They're not like entrepreneurs who are like, I would love to invest some of my business money into, you know what I mean? We're kind of like, oh my God, I have to spend more money out of my pocket for
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like finding that sweet spot so that's where I would look at where's Simply Sex, sweet, blah, 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 blah. Anna DeGilia, whatever her name is, and Patty Palmer. Like, I think they're in the like $20 to $30 a month range.
Okay.
And I would try to like hang in there with the big dogs.
Okay.
You know? Because they've already proven like, hey, there are teachers paying this.
I can't see the price of hers because it's not open right now.
Right. So the last time I think it was 20. I don't know if she'll raise it again.
And I was thinking too, I was like, well, even if I did 20, like I could do a founding members rate of like 15.
For sure.
And then
yeah.
And like I really like my August on TPT. Like this year I'm gonna make 20K in August, I've decided. So
amazing.
I know, so but like obviously September would be the best time to start the membership. So like then I'm like, I don't know when I should open it.
Yeah. I would also pay attention to when Anna and Patty open theirs.
It says August.
Yeah, and they've been like testing this for a while. So yeah, I think Patty might also do it in like January.
That's what I was kind of thinking, like August/January, even like
January just kind of feels like a new year, you know, ish. But I mean, Angela Watson, I think she launches in like July. And she opens like once a year.
If I wanted them to get ready, like I would have to send the stuff a couple weeks early. I don't know. If I opened in like second week of August and then closed like the third week of, I don't know how long it would stay open for, but less than a week.
I wouldn't worry too much like with the beta launch.
Okay.
It's really just about testing, like, here's what I want to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want this? Like, are you going to pay for this?
Yeah.
Let's figure this out together and give me feedback. Like, here's what I've got. What do you think? And then tweak and then get ready for a bigger launch later. So I really wouldn't worry so much about the launch time. Like, even if you wanted to do it earlier in the summer, like just to get something out there and get communicating with people. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't spend a lot of time either. Like, and I think you're really good at this. Like, I have to talk myself down off the ledge about like all of these perfectionistic things. Like, it has to have this and that and every flashing light button, like everything. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So I think you're really good at like finding the bare bones of like what's essential, and that's really important, getting started. I mean, I was really proud of myself when I launched the Double Up group, and I was like,
yeah, it was just in the Google Doc?
I made a Google Doc.
Yeah.
And I sent it to people, and they were like, sign me up. I was so excited. That was the easiest thing I had ever done. And I was just like, James Wedmore, dang it, you're so freaking smart. Because he's always like that. Like, find the easiest thing to do. Just get it out there, and you can make it better and better and better every time from there. So, I mean, you've got such a great connection with your audience through email. Like, they love you. They're buying stuff from you from email all the freaking time.
This is my best thing.
They like trust you. Like, you talk about my podcast, and they're like listening to my podcast.
I got another person, when I sent the email on Sunday about like this resource of mine, like I got another reply, like she was answering my questions, and then she was like, P.S. like I listened to Chock full of life because of you, and it like changed my life. And I'm like, there's another one.
Yeah, so like I think that's so amazing, because I feel like and you can probably tell me if this is true or not, but in the American market, there are just so many teachers who are now like, I not only have a blog, but I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook and I'm sending emails and I have funnels, and like there's so many of them that they're not getting as much engagement from their audience, because their audience is like, well, I can choose from all of these people. So I can choose. Whereas it feels a little bit more open.
Yeah, it is much more open.
They're like, Andrea, more, give me more.
There's like one other French teacher I know of that does it, and like her emails are nice. Like, she's very nice, but they're mostly just like, I've made this new product and it's really on sale, so like go check it out. Like, it's less like, mine are more like, this is how I'm surviving being a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
no, I think that this membership idea is fantastic, and like your people are going to eat it up.
Okay.
That is what I think. And I think that if you just have a simple solution, like for where they're going to get the stuff, like, do you even necessarily need a membership platform right away?
I don't know, because like I can just attach it in an email, like really.
Like, I don't get hung up over those kinds of details, because you have Google Drive, right?
That's what I use for my freebie library.
And I mean, like, that's even how simple you could get started, is you could give them a simple outline of like, here's what I want to give you, and let me show you some pictures and maybe do some videos and things like that. And we're going to start off in Google Drive. And then once we get up and running and we're chatting and we're getting feedback, then I'll get fancy and I'll put it in a membership software, you know, like that's all this extra stuff that you don't even really need to do. Because like I said, I feel like you're not competing with anybody.
It's true.
Because, and I feel like I'm doing the like greater good kind of stuff. Like I wasn't really competing with anybody either. So if I wanted to like scale it, I mean, Angela Watson's doing something, but it's not really like what I was doing. So I didn't feel like she was really competition. But like Simply Skilled in second, if there was like a second grade teacher, TPTer, who wanted to also do a membership, like they would probably need to go fancier than Google Drive because they're competing with her. So when you have no competition, I feel like people are just like hungry for the solution. Like it doesn't need to be fancy.
Okay. And then like Dave was like, well, you've only had this many people who have spent over $100 a year in your store. So like, I don't know if you could support a membership. But I was kind of like, well, if that maybe teachers aren't spending $100 a year, like I want them to spend $100 a year, and this is how I could do it.
This is exactly what James Wedmore said to Patty Palmer. No, he was like, we need to increase your lifetime value. Like,
yeah, I was like, because people aren't spending that much money, like I want them to. Like,
yeah.
It's not like a reason not to do it. It's a reason like to do it.
To do it. Exactly.
Okay. But I was like, I'm not sure if that makes real sense or just
no. Yes. What environment is David coming from?
I don't know. He works for like Bella Lion, and he like builds computer programs to like streamline their data, and like I don't really understand.
Okay, so he doesn't get the entrepreneurial world.
He just took like some commerce courses along with his computer science courses.
Okay. So yeah, so what he's doing is more like looking at the past and not looking at the future. Like making decisions, and Brooke talks about this too. Like she just came out with a new program called Entrepreneurial Bookkeeping.
I know, and I was like, I want that too.
Like, Lord, if I had that when I got started, that is exactly what I needed. So it's just a totally different way. Like she talks about how like bookkeepers and accountants, et cetera, like they're just used to looking at the past, and like we make the decisions based on like these numbers. But when you're an entrepreneur, like that doesn't work. You can't grow when you keep basing off of the past.
Okay.
You have to project to what you want, and then you make smart decisions for how to get there. And like you allocate your money so that you're getting there. And you make predictions like I have to like make this much so that we can do that and da-da-da-da. Obviously it's freaking working for her.
How many millions of dollars does she have now?
Holy cow. Like I now have behind the scenes access to what's going on. Like I'm in their like
circle
Entreport. They use Entreport. So it's like I was using Kartra. It's like their version of Kartra basically. So it has all of their email marketing, all of their customers, all of their data. And I'm just like learning how to use stuff, and I'm clicking through. I took a screenshot the other day to show my husband. Look how much the life coach school made today.
That's crazy.
I mean, like, yeah, like over $100,000 a day. A day. So this system she's got going on, it works. So David doesn't know about that.
That's what I figured. I was like, I know you think that I shouldn't do it because of that, but like that to me means that I should.
Yeah. And that's exactly like I said. That's what James told Patty. Like her average customer, like they were spending like $25. Like average customer, maybe 30. And she way increased their lifetime value by doing the membership.
Okay, perfect.
Because she could show the value of like every month you're getting more and more and more, and it's taking you through the school year. So I would check out her site as well. I think that because she's even been doing it longer than Anna DiGilio, she just has more built up and is super organized, and it's really amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. So explore.
Okay.
All right. So what else?
I think we talked about like what I would add. I think that it would work for me to do like a monthly kind of outline of how I'm teaching, and then like a little thing, and I could even do like one like deep dive into one of the resources or something, like an email specifically about this one and whatever. Like I think that will be fine. And yeah, like so I talked about the store. Like I'd rather do a membership. Like when I think about doing a store on my blog, I'm kind of like, eh. When I think about doing a membership, I'm like, so
Yeah.
I'm a gut follower.
No, I think that's totally the way to go.
Okay.
Also, I listened to Amy Porterfield's podcast. It was good. I think it was helpful.
Yeah, the
So
time I listened to it actually yesterday morning or the morning before.
Yeah. I thought it was helpful.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not in Tribe, so I can't speak as easily to be like BBD or Tribe or both. You know what I mean? Because all of James's content and teaching like completely applies to memberships just as much as courses. But I don't know if there's just more specifics in Tribe.
Because I'm really like I have no plans to ever do a course. Like I don't ever plan to do a course, I guess. So like I feel like someone more focused on just memberships might be more what I need, but I don't know. But I'm gonna watch all his videos. They only come out once a week, so I'm waiting for the other videos to come out. I think one came out yesterday. So
here's an idea. If you decide you do want to do Tribe, sign up with James. He's an affiliate. So he might have some good bonuses. But here's the other thing. I'm an affiliate shopper arounder. Like when I signed up for B School, I don't even know how many, there are affiliates coming out of your ears for B School. So I was like looking at all of them to decide who had the best bonuses. And that's how I signed up with Amy Porterfield. So I would look at, so Amy Porterfield's an affiliate, James is an affiliate. There are a couple other people that you might not know of that I've been seeing, but I would compare those two. I'd compare Amy and James.
Okay. Do you think I should switch from Blogger, or like, what do you think my first step would be?
Okay, tell me where you are on the page.
Oh, I just skipped all the store stuff because I don't care. I don't want to do it.
Forget the store.
But I was just kind of thinking, like, if I would need to switch to WordPress, I could start on that right away, kind of thing. Like, I could hire somebody to do that sooner rather than later, so that I'm not like scrambling and like every teacher is trying to get their blog set up over the summer and I can't get in with anybody.
Okay, hold on. I'm still trying to find where you are. Are you on page 3?
Can you see my highlights?
Can I see your highlight?
When I highlight something, can you see it? Hang on, I have to figure out what page it is.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay, got it.
I can't see the page numbers anywhere.
Oh, you have to like hover over that side scroll.
Oh, page 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. So say that again. Why do you think you would need to go to WordPress?
Just because I can't really do like a members only password protected page on Blogger way, but then like maybe I wouldn't even use my website. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you start off in Google Drive, you don't need a password protected page, right? And then from there, where I would go probably, to me, membership plugins are pain. I did that with starting with Standout Brand Camp. It was just a lot of headache.
Okay.
There were just, we could talk about an hour for like how much of a headache it was. So then when I signed up with Kartra, it was like, where has this been all my life?
Okay.
Because in Kartra now, it wouldn't make sense for most TPT people because it's more expensive per month than a normal email platform, right? So like ConvertKit is just email. Kartra is email and landing pages and shopping cart and membership and help desk and calendars and I mean it's just like they keep adding more things as time goes on because they're still pretty new. I got in when they were beta, like at the end of 2017, I think, and they've just kept improving. So I'm a big fan because then you can just do everything in there. So you could keep your blog or site and keep doing all of that like normal. And then when you want to have a sales page, you can make your sales page in Kartra and you can have your shopping cart. Like you can handle all the money and the membership and the help desk and the everything. Okay. And it's totally worth the cost. It starts at I think $89 a month, and then it goes up like the next level is like $150, and it just goes up from there. But it's so worth it because it's just like everything connects together when you do that.
Did you still use? What were you with ConvertKit before, or?
I've done like 5 different email.
Did you like leave your other one and just go to Kartra? Okay, because I pay like I don't know $150 a month for ConvertKit anyway. So
you might just want to go ahead and switch.
Yeah.
Hold up. How many?
It's like 90. I have up to 8,000. I just cleaned my list, so I have like just under 6,000 right now. But I have like the tier goes up to 8,000. But
well, then you could pay this. You could just get out of ConvertKit now and pay the same on Kartra.
Because I think it's 99 US, which is like 150 Canadian for me. So.
Okay. Well, it's 150 US.
Okay.
But you just get so much more. Seriously. And I was kind of like, well, what's the quality going to be like if they're trying to do everything? You know what I mean? And it's been really good. I mean,
funnels and stuff in there and everything?
Oh, yes. Everything. It's more advanced than ConvertKit.
Okay.
ConvertKit has been like trying to like catch up. And I think why they've done so well is they're really good at marketing.
But their support is not good. Like their help is not. Everyone was like, oh, their support team is so good. And I don't know if they just like grew too fast, but it sucked.
Yeah. And I mean, it felt pretty clean and fairly easy to use, I thought.
I find it easy to use, yeah.
It was definitely easier. It was definitely better than MailChimp. And I was kind of like a toss-up between that and what was the other one I was teaching people to use?
MailerLite? Did you teach me that one?
Okay. Yeah. Like, the funny thing to me was MailerLite had better, like, visual campaign stuff before ConvertKit. And I was like...
And I started with them and they were cheaper, but then they had, like, 3 huge problems.
And they had big problems.
Right? So I was like, third strike, you're out.
Exactly. So ConvertKit at least has been stable, and they have been making improvements over time. But I feel like when you have an option like Kartra that like does the really fancy, great email stuff and all this other stuff, you don't have to worry about all these integrations and connections and like if one thing breaks, the whole thing falls apart. So that's really nice. Now, Amy Porterfield and James used Kajabi, and people that follow them are like, let's do what Amy and James say. Like, if they do it, I need to do it. So when I talk to people about this, they're like, I'm not sure if I should believe you because Amy and James are using Kajabi. I'm like, do what you want. I checked out both of them. Kartra is less expensive than Kajabi, and it does more, I thought. And I was like, I love them both, but they're making money off of telling people to use Kajabi.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I'm sure it's fine, but what I was discovering is that their email isn't as powerful as Kartra. Like Kartra wants to compete with Infusionsoft, Have you heard of Infusionsoft?
I think I've heard of it, but I'm not sure what it
It's
is.
like the fanciest, like Cadillac of all email software programs, but it's so complicated that you pretty much have to like hire someone to teach you how to use it, and then have like a permanent team member who does all the stuff because it's fancy. But Kartra's trying to make it like the same level or nearly the same functionality, but in like a much more intuitive visual sense. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
I also have an affiliate link, but I make peanuts. If you want a $1 trial or whatever, I would send you a link. You don't have to, whatever.
So what did you do with like technical difficulties? Because like I don't want to.
Such as?
I don't know, like if someone can't download something or like, I don't know.
Yeah, so Kartra has, like I said, they have a help desk.
Mm-hmm.
So you can even have multiple memberships and have a different help desk for each. So then you know on the back end who had a problem and where. So you can go in and like answer it like that. This is where I would recommend having a VA who does this, like whether it's somebody you already have and you're like, guess what? I have a new task. Do you want to be my customer support person? And have them kind of man that. That's what I have done with Joan. And I've never had like a lot of customer support type.
I feel like most of it comes from TBT because like, I don't know, you have to like, I don't know, like I feel like something happens in the like middle between me uploading it and someone buying it and then downloading it. But if we were just like using Google Drive or like, you know what I mean? Like it's harder to screw that up.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. I think that with a membership, you would definitely have a like welcome page or a getting started, like in the balance, not the balance teacher, like in the Greater Good Squad, I've made this like quick start. Mm-hmm. And it was like click through, like you had to click through like 5 things until you could even get to the next thing.
I remember that. That's where I'm stuck at. I never got through the quick start.
You're still in the quick start. Oh no.
It's all good. It's all good.
You're getting a refund. Don't worry. I just haven't had like the brain space. And I want to let people
I'm not worried.
till the end of May. I'm like, use what's in there. We'll take care of it at the end of May. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I really was like super excited about the quick start thing because in Kartra you can set it up so that people have to like go through certain pages before they get to the next, like if you set it up chronologically. So I would do a welcome with that and have like one page be like, here's the important tech, and you make a video and a screencast, and this is what you do, da-da-da-da-da. And then you eliminate so much of that customer support stuff. Because at TPT, it's like they just want to buy it real quick and then try to use it. But if they're investing in a membership, it's a higher investment. So they're more invested with their time and energy. So they're willing to like pay attention. If you're saying, you must watch this video.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of them are going to watch the video.
Okay.
Or here's the other beauty of the thing is you have a canned response where people were like, I don't know how to blah, blah, blah. And then you just have like a copy paste, like, no problem, go to this page and watch this video. And all you do is like click copy paste.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I just kind of put the data that I got to see if there's anything else I should be doing. Because, you know, I'm not a data pro. If I was PETA, I would know what to do with it. But
right. So are we looking at the sales summary on page?
Yeah, I was kind of looking through. I don't know. I just like copy pasted all because I don't even know what's relevant or not relevant, and neither did he because he doesn't. Yeah.
So this is really interesting that you have like now that you have 4 years in there, like you can really see the
it's trend. Cool. Like it does the same thing every year.
Very definite trend, right?
Yeah.
So that can help you make some predictions. So you're on the yellow line now, right? So you can expect like an uptick through May.
There's a sale, I think, in May probably.
Right? And then a little bit of a dive June to July. And
that's why I was kind of like, if I started the membership at the end of June, like the beta launch, when people know kind of they've got their jobs for next year. But I don't know if they all have their jobs for next year. Like, I don't know. At my school, I have my job already, but then I could kind of have June and July to like then I would know, okay, this many people do want to do it, so like it's worth my time this summer to really get it ready to go in August. But I don't know.
Yeah.
What I give them in June and July.
And you could also boost your income a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you'll still have everything else selling, and then this would be on top of it.
So like what in June and July, like if I opened it in June, what would I give, like I could do, I guess, like this is how I am stored. I don't know, like what would make them sign up in June and July when they want to be on vacation?
So what I would do first is send a survey to your audience to find out what are they struggling with.
Okay.
That's going to tell you how to market it. Okay. So no matter what you want to offer, your messaging comes around like, here are the struggles I hear you're having. Here are my solutions. Because to them, like this is the thing that a lot of people get hung up on is like, what do I give them? Do they want lesson plans, or do they want videos, or do they want this, or do they want that? And it's not about that. It's about giving them the solution. Like if they're struggling with lesson planning, what do you have that's going to help them with that? Whether it's a video or a template or a Google this or a da-da-da, like, because they don't know. Like the thing is, they don't know what they want or need. They just want a solution. Okay. So you provide that, but you message it as like, I hear your number one struggle is blank. Here's what I'm going to solve this for you. Okay. James, like the number one guru on surveying is Ryan Levesque. He has a whole book. You don't have to read it. I read it because I'm a geek. But do you want me to type his name in there? Okay, I'm going to fix that for you because it's okay. Crazy love. Love that.
Levesque.
He's really good friends with James. And so they have like buddy. And then James created a guide, which is much faster to read than going and reading Ryan's book. Although I love Ryan. I think he's excellent at teaching marketing and things like that. So if you ever are looking for like another.
Is he the video guy, like the Instagram story guy? I think his name is Ryan.
Probably not.
Okay.
He has it's called the Ask Method.
Okay, no. There's just like ones that James and Ryan, like, we're making videos. This is how we do a cool Instagram story. But it was probably not.
I don't know. Maybe.
It was a while ago now.
Maybe. But anyway, he's a good guy. So anyway, let me see if I can look it up because James has it's a few page guide that you can just follow his guide step by step because the thing is you can make all kinds of surveys and get not great results at all. So they've boiled it down to a science of here's exactly what you need to ask in the exact order you need to ask it, and here's how you interpret the data, and here's what you do with it. And just follow it to it.
All right.
Don't get creative and be like, but I want to know this and I think I should ask that. No, don't do it. Just follow the directions and you get the results. I've done it numerous times and it works really well.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find where I have my email. I'm just going to have to open a new tab to grab my email because I think I have it saved in there somewhere with a link because I've shared it before. Getting started with surveys. There it is. How about if I just forward it to you?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so that's step number 1 of your membership.
Okay, perfect.
Don't do anything else until you've done that. I have a bug on my screen. Sorry. Ew. Get out of here. Okay.
Okay.
What's next?
Then he just kind of mentioned like the click-through traffic and how Teachers by Teachers is taking too much money from me, which is true. Like 20% is a big percent.
It is. But it's nice for those people who like that's the first place they land and find.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, I never minded until it was like, oh my gosh, like it's like $20,000. You know what I mean? Like it's
right. When you start when you start making more money, they're making more money, and then you look at the amount and then you're like, wait a second.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. And then he found like my top 10 customers, which was cool to see. Like three people have spent like $500 or more.
Wow.
Yeah. So they might sign up for my membership.
And there's no way to like get in touch with them, is there?
No.
You don't have access to email, whatever. That stinks.
I
Because
know.
they would be like the people that I would go to, you know? I would be like, hey, I have this great idea and I love you. You're amazing. Like, you're one of my best customers ever. So I want to give you this great deal and I want to hear what you think. Like, your opinion matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have that kind of data through your email? Like, can you tell?
If I could look up their names, maybe if they're on my list, like I could search their name.
Because here's another like benefit of having something like Kartra is like you're gonna have all of your customer data. Like you can click on a name and see everything that they've bought, and like you can give them a score. So like whoever's opening the most emails, you know who that is. Whoever's bought the most, you know it's just a nice feature to have.
And then the other interesting one is like sales by region. So Nova Scotia is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7th, which is not that many. Like most people are in Ontario, and like my curriculum is probably different from theirs, but I guess I could send them an outline of like what I teach. Like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it matched up. Like I think in Ontario they do playing in like kindergarten, like it's just play based. But like for me, it's not play based. But like grade 1 teachers, maybe, I don't know. I mean, obviously my stuff is working for them because that's where most people are buying from. But
something is working.
But I'll find out when I send my survey.
It would be really nice to chat with these people. Part of the survey process, and you might even want to like write this down because I don't know if James has this in there or not, but I found it valuable from Ryan's book, is that like in the last part of the survey, you ask them for like if you're willing to chat with me so I can get some even more feedback, put your phone number here. Now, here's the interesting part. Is you don't necessarily like call all the people who put their phone number in, but if they put their phone number in, like that shows that they really want it. Because how many people do you want calling you on the phone, like having a conversation about feedback for a membership? Like if you really want that membership, you will put your phone number in. So that's part of the like sneaky like, oh, okay. Now you can see like who really wants it, and you have their phone number, so you could actually call, which I know is like a freaky scary thing for but Pat Flynn, I also read his book on launching something, and he's definitely like, call the people. Talk to the people. And I've done that as well. And after you do like the first couple and you're like, these people are really nice. And they really want to help. And then you're like, okay, I'm kind of into this. So I would definitely recommend that. Like try to talk to the Ontario people and the people from Quebec and wherever and just be like, how does this line up for you? Like, what else would you like to see in here? How would you tweak it? And that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's super helpful.
Yeah, when he said my top 10, like earning products is 33% of my sales. I was like, so what are the other 390 doing?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's kind of like what we talked about in Double Up too, is like, see what's working, do more of that. So you have a really good feel of what those top 10 are.
So that number one there is what I sent my email about, being like, would you like another product like this? And I guess people would, because they all answered me and bought a lot of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So even like thinking about how those types of products can be incorporated in your membership.
Yeah.
You know, like cornerstone type pieces.
Okay. And that was about all of my thoughts, except did you see my paragraph at the end about Kate Northrup?
I did see her name and I'm like,
I was like, this is so weird, but like, it's not true.
I know. Oh, over 28 days instead of 24 hours. That's so funny. Huh.
But it was always during those like the 2 crappy weeks that we would have our meetings for like my calls when I was like, I have nothing ready, like I don't know what to talk about. It was always those weeks. So it was like the same every month.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. No, I have been following her and I like watched her videos. She has a membership too.
Yeah, I know. I'm not paying $40 a month for it, but I thought it was funny.
Her video series, because I felt like she was kind of similar to like what I was going to do for teachers, except not woo-woo.
Yeah.
And like the productivity part, not the like, let's use the stars to like determine
but I get so frustrated because when I follow like your planning and like Brooke's planning, I can do it 1, maybe 2 weeks out of the month, and the other 2 weeks of the month I'm just like, I can't, like, it's not working for me. But like that, like if I follow this 28-day thing, then it only has to work for 2 days a month. 1 month I rest, or 1 week I rest. I mean, and then like 1 week I'm just like 1 week is for planning, 1 week is like collaborating and communicating, 1 week is doing all the like big work, and then the other week then you rest at the end. And I'm like, maybe that will work better for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for like giving it a try. Give anything a try, and until you find what works.
I also like Brooks, like do 80% of it like as fast as you can, like just go, like that works well for me when I do like as fast as I can, like the big chunk, and then take time later to like
refine. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, now I took longer than an hour.
Oh, I always anticipate that. I don't ever plan on ending on time. Have you not noticed?
You're not like me with my parent-teacher meetings when I bring a timer and I set it and it goes off at 10 minutes and I keep
No. I'm always like, we'll say this time and then we'll probably have an extra 15 or whatever. Like that's how I roll. So I'm totally cool with that. All right. Was this helpful?
It was very helpful.
Is there anything else that has come up like since we've been talking? Like, other question.
I think the biggest thing was just kind of like thinking about what I would offer them. Like, so support teachers. I guess just kind of being like how to swing the, like, I don't want you to just join for a month and can't, like, I like the idea of like doing it monthly and kind of being like, these are September's products, October's, like I think that would work a lot better. But then like what do I do with products? Like I have a lot of products made that I don't use myself. Like at the end of the year, would I be like, here you go? Or like, or I could do like a coupon thing where like every month they could get a 50% off coupon for like something else or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be a membership perk. Is like every month or once a quarter, like you'll get an exclusive deal that nobody else gets.
Okay.
And then they can take you up on it or not. Either way, totally cool. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, just really focusing on like what's the primary problem? Like if you had to boil it down and explain it in one sentence, what's the primary problem you're solving? That's going to make all the messaging, all the decisions about content, everything so much more crystal clear just with your, like the way you communicate it. So that's where the survey is really important. And not being like, it's a teacher resource membership.
No, I want to my idea would be to support teachers that use my products, but like in which way? Like I need them to tell me how they need.
Right. Like what's the primary struggle? Is it planning? Is it implementing? Is it saving time? Like getting crystal clear on that and then being like, this is your ultimate solution to fill in the blank. And they'll tell you. Just follow the survey. You'll be good to go. So
like my launch time would be the other question. Like
the launch time.
But then what I do like June or July or August or September, like when?
Yeah, again, I don't think that there's a prime time. Like I've sold stuff to teachers like in all of those months and it's been fine. And I think that summer is actually like kind of a nice time because they might not be buying the individual products in TPT, but like they're paying more attention to email and social media and like their brains are like free to consider things other than surviving. So I think it's kind of a nice time over the summer. And I would just say, you know, it's always better to just get going than get it perfect or wait to the perfect moment. And when you like give yourself a deadline and you say it's going to be done, then you just have to take action. And the more action you take, the more clarity you get. So it's like win-win. And what else was I going to say? It's getting to that, like, as we get closer to 9 o'clock, my brain slowly begins to shut down. Oh, I was going to say, so a fun challenge would be, why not say you're going to send the survey, get the results back before we meet the next time. Okay. That way, like if you have questions on like, so this is what they said, what do we do with all of this? I've done a lot of that, so I could definitely like help like figure out from there. Like you might even come with like, here are my ideas of like, here's what they're saying and here's what I think I can offer and how I think I can position it, and then I could help kind of tweak it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So when would be a good time to meet? Think about like how much time. I don't think it's going to take you that long to put the survey together.
But I did just like do a kind of a mini survey in my email like Sunday. So it made me wait I got a week or two.
Yeah, wait at least a couple weeks.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Google Forms is always good. Or if you want it to be pretty, which it doesn't have to be, but Typeform, I also like.
I think I used that once.
Great.
I think I used it.
Like put a pretty background and choose the colors. But that's just me being all like doing things that are a waste of time. So,
okay.
All right. So I'm looking at my calendar. And we're going to be in May. Tomorrow is May. So you send your newsletters on Sundays, right? So this Sunday is Cinco de Mayo. And then Mother's Day. So maybe you want to do this either on the 19th or the 26th.
Yeah.
Does TPT have anything special going on around those?
It's probably going to be next week, but I didn't get any dates yet. But I think Teacher Appreciation is like May 7th, so it's probably.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so I just want to make sure you're like in the clear for not.
I'm hoping my next email is going to be, there's a sale. is what I'm hoping for. Okay, so the 11th and 12th, I have my last hockey tournament of the year.
Nice.
My email will be quick. Maybe like I would plan to send it out May 26th.
Okay. So then we could meet.
Kind of a good time. They're like winding down, and I'm like, think about next year. Like, what do you need, kind of thing.
Right. So then would it help you to have like a week maybe to just like the next weekend you take some time, analyze it, like put some notes together, get some ideas, and then we can meet the following week? You know what I mean? If it's is that a good week in your 28 day?
Well, the work part will be the survey, and that should be the end of May because it's like a month. When I send the email out, when I make the survey will be my good week. When I send it out, I can easily read things during my reflection week. So that'll be good. Yes.
Okay. So let's see. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday would probably be good for me.
Yeah, same.
So are we looking at like June 4th, June 5th?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm in Halifax June 5th, I think, so maybe the 4th would be better for me.
Okay. I have a meeting at 8.
Okay. Wait, let me see. Maybe I think my calendar days are off. So June 4th Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
And June 5th is the Wednesday. Okay. I think I'm in Halifax the Thursday and Friday. So June 5th would work for me.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. So same time?
Yeah.
Okay. So you started, it was 8 o'clock for you.
8 o'clock for me, yeah.
And it's 7 o'clock for me. And that's a good time?
Yeah.
Okay.
A very good time.
Perfect. Then I'm just going to make it right now.
Okay, put it in. Okay, yes, it's in. Meeting with colleague.
I was going to say, you don't even have to if you have a Google Calendar because I'm going to send it with the link.
No, I don't think I use that. I'm not sure. I mean, I have Google, like, as a thing, but I've never seen a calendar. Like, I've never gotten a notification from Google to be like, your meeting starts in 10 minutes, but I just put it in my phone. It's cool.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to grab the link right now, and then I can send it. Do you want me to send it through email right now? Or okay. Now, this is going to supposed to send to you just straight from Google Calendars, but I know that's sometimes a little bit wacky. Okay. So I'm sending it from Google, but I'm going to do a backup, like just straight up from me.
Oh, I just got it.
Oh.
Meeting with Andrea.
Okay. Is that good? Because I can send it again.
Nope,
Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right. I can't wait to hear.
Thank you so much for still meeting me when you're busy and I'm late. But I'm glad in the end I didn't try to just like do a deep dive when I didn't have a real subject. This is good. This is what I really needed to talk about.
Yeah, no, it was great timing. And I felt like we were going to do it after the momentum group anyway. So it's
just a little after.
Not bad at all. No. And you reached out like when I was like, I was going to do this weekend anyway. Believe it or not.
Well, I saw your email and I was telling myself like, don't bug her to ask like to see if you decided to go for the job or not. And then when you sent the email, I was like, yeah, no,
it's been like whirlwind here. So eventually, probably by the next time we meet, I'll be like, everything is calming down. Oh my. But it's all good. It's exciting. It's totally different. And it's like the same at the same time. It's like, It's interesting. It's just really fun and fascinating to see a business on the back end at this scale and just be like, so this really does work.
Yeah.
You just spend a lot more money to make a lot more money. And that's how it works. It's not that complicated. So, but it's like very fast paced.
I bet.
A lot of people doing a lot of things with a lot of independence. And I'm like, am I doing okay? Am I doing this right? I don't know. Crossing my fingers. So, yeah. Well, get to bed, lady. Oh, it's past your bedtime, isn't it?
Well, it's 9:30, so it's not too bad.
Okay. Well, you have 1 minute. So, it was good seeing you. If you have any questions between now and next time, don't hesitate. Just email me. Email is the golden ticket. That is the place to get me.
Okay.
I am like avoiding Facebook.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night. I will talk to you soon.
Bye.